Hi! Welcome to another paranormal video. Are you sufficiently creeped out? I had a dream, even though I'm not Martin Luther King. I actually had a quite interesting dream which I want to talk about because it was a lucid dream and I never have those, and when I do they are usually meaningful and different, and I feel like there's something about them, and that's why I wanted to share this one because it felt really real to me. Anyway, I was in the love energy retreat. I am a witch. Hello, I go to these kind of things where I try to help my spiritual journey along. And one of the things that I learned there was that shamans do use a method where they ask their spirit guides to show them a painful memory in a vision, meditation, or a dream. And that is meant as a way to kind of like lose tie loose ends, okay, in your life. So basically it is a method that is used to basically resolve something that is left unresolved, and it is unconscious, subconscious, and you need to resolve it in order to heal yourself and to have more energy. So I was like, great, I'm gonna do that. Cool, I like that idea. So what I do is I ask my spirit guides to please show me a dream or a meditation to see where I went wrong, what is kind of like a painful thing that I should work on. And it became very interesting. A few days later I see a dream. I see a lucid dream. And I want to preface this by saying that I used to come up from a Lutheran Christian household. I was baptized, as you do in Lutheran belief systems, like you baptize kids, which I disagree with. To me it's like dogmatizing and brainwashing people. My parents weren't trying to do that. It's just a tradition in Finland because Lutheran Christians, well, they are very typical here, and that's what they typically do, and they think that it's good for the child, basically. But anyway, so I was baptized as a Lutheran Christian. I had to learn the dogma at school, which I also think was idiotic because I wanted to go to philosophy classes instead of the religion classes, but I couldn't because I was still in the church, and everybody who was in the church had to go to the religion lessons, Christian lessons, whatever you call those, and I couldn't get out of the church until I was 16, I think. Anyway, when I was in my 20s, I left the church and became a pagan. I had been pagan all the time, but I was closeted, basically, but I became an actual pagan in my 20s when I did kind of like get away from the church, basically. And my parents just saying they were never like super religious. It's just a tradition in Finland that people are basically almost always Lutheran Christians. Why can't I talk today? So that's my background, and it has to do with this dream. So hello. So I see a dream a few days later. That feels weird. I never see lucid dreams, and when I do, it's usually something very important to my path, or something. They're usually like predestination dreams or something. I feel like I'm actually astral traveling in those dreams because they feel different than the regular dreams. I can control myself in the dreams. Not the environment, though. I don't think I can, but I think it's because I never know I'm dreaming. But anyway, so it was a lucid dream. It was about me and my witch friend, and we were on top of this hill, and it was a night time, and it was a suburban area near a forest. And we had a campfire out there. We were doing like good rituals. We were doing positive rituals. We were having fun. But suddenly in the dream, I feel this like dark, ominous energy. It's so energetic, the air is so energetic in the dream that it feels like there's electricity running through it. The darkness looks like it's liquid darkness, like if you put your hand out there and you touch it, you will feel it. So that's kind of how the forest seems to me, and I feel electrified. I feel like my intuition is saying something ominous is coming, something is coming your way, beware, basically. And I tell that to my friend, like I raise up. We were sitting in the campfire, as witches do, usually, in the dream. And I get up and I'm to my friend, something is coming. And she gets up too, and we start looking in the darkness in the forest. And suddenly I can hear chanting in my ears in the dream. And I'm like, can you hear the chanting? And she's like, yeah. And it's chanting in Latin, I think. And I can't make up the words, I can't like hear what the chanting is saying, but we keep hearing that, and it starts as whispers and it gets louder and louder, and there are multiple voices, and it sounds like it's coming all over around us at this point, the chanting, and we're like, oh my god, this is so fucking scary. And like, mind you that our rituals, we were feeling great and they felt nice, but something around us felt ominous. Somebody else felt ominous. And then I basically I feel like somebody is behind me, and I turn around, and this was the creepiest part of the whole dream. I see our both loved ones as corpses levitating in front of us in the dark, dreadful, eerie darkness in front of us. Rows and rows of these corpses levitating. And this visual was so scary that I felt like my hair was sitting at the top of my neck, and I felt like my heart was palpitating. This is different in the dreams. I usually don't have this kind of feelings, but I was so present in that dream. It was so real to me. And I see my boyfriend there, and everybody has been cut, head off, hands off, and legs off. And they are just like levitating, and the bits and pieces of people are levitating. Yes, I know it's scary. Sounds scary, and they're like rotten, like they're corpses. So I see the first one turn around in the air like this with a finger and pointing at me, and they say, repent, repent and believe, repent and believe. And after that, I hear the chanting becoming stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And after that, I feel almost like somebody fucking possessed my body in the dream. And I hear my own voice in the most not Chinami way saying, praying to Christian God. And I feel inside my head like, I don't want to do this. This is horrible. Let me out of this. This is not me. And still in the dream I hear myself praying to the Christian God. And suddenly I wake up. So that's the dream. That's the dream. That's the American dream. Sorry, but that shit's creepy, don't you think? Anyway. So of course I'm like super weirded out by that, because nothing to me is more like than Christianity. In my own like practice, it's everything that I don't feel attracted to at all. A patriarchal, mean-spirited, not very good for women, huge religion that has texts that basically doom people like me to die. Not my cup of tea. If you like it, cool, but not my cup of tea. Anyway, so I felt like I was possessed by something in that to make me pray to Christian God, basically. And it felt so creepy and eerie, and like I felt invaded, basically. Ugh. So I wake up after that. Like after I pray to the Christian God, I wake up. And I'm like, oh my god, that was the creepiest shit ever. I'm sweating my ass off. I noticed that I'm in my room, nothing's changed, everything is fine, and I feel like, who the hell was that? Who was like praying? Because I felt like, so like icky and yeah. And like, it's not me at all. And of course I freak out, and I talked to my witch friends about this dream after that. Like, I was like, why the hell would I ever do that in my dream? And they were like, okay, so this is that. Think about it, Chi, it's kind of obvious. You still have some traumas from being dogmatized, and you somehow have, are still thinking, because, like, I have traumas from, like, relatives and everyone calling me a Satan worshipper and, like, ostracizing me because of my pagan religion, basically. So you still have this kind of feeling like your truest, most authentic form is evil to everybody else, even if you're doing good things. So you carry the shame of everybody else, basically. So I understood that I carry the shame of the old witches, basically, in me. Like, I've kind of like absorbed that into myself from society and society's expectations about witches and pagans, and that has been something that I've never discussed. I've never discussed how traumatized I felt in the religion classes when I was force-fed the dogma. Because I remember sitting in like detention because of questioning Christian beliefs a little bit. And I was doing it in very conversational way, not even in a like horrible way. And I was like 10 or something, and I was asking how could Noah fit so and so many animals in an ark? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Well, I didn't say fucking because I was a nice kid who didn't curse ever. That's how I turned out like this. But anyway, so they put me in detention because I asked that. So it was like, and multiple other things like that, and I got like really bad grades because of it, even if I tried to like answer the questions normally and things. And also like there are some relatives and some people that, and teachers and like priests who have like traumatized me with shit. Like basically telling a small kid that they're going to hell if they do this, that, or whatever, or they get a boyfriend before getting married. Like, fuck, she fucks kids up. And I have never kind of like dealt with that to myself, because I've never seen paganism as bad, but I never like noticed that I've kind of like involuntarily taken on the shame of the stereotype of a witch. So basically, my spirit guides probably sent me this paranormal dream. They helped me to move myself to the position where I could see the shame visually, so I would understand that I have that shame. And I shouldn't have that shame, because paganism and following your path, as long as you hurt none, it's not a big deal, okay? And as long as it's good for you, like the path, it shouldn't bother others, and people don't have the right to tell you what you can or can't believe in. As much as they want to do that, they don't have that power, and they don't have that privilege, because basically we all have religious rights, and one of the religious rights is practicing your religion without prejudice, and that should be one of our rights. That's not. I have been a victim of a lot of hate because of my religion. It can be quite scary. There are still places where people burn, which is like me, in Africa, and it's happening. The last thing I read was 2 years ago. So that kind of shit, yes, it fucks me up. And I feel like I'm in this fear of like not being able to be fully myself about that. At least in some ways I have internalized some of these fears of maybe they're right, maybe I need to turn to the fucking Christ. Ew, what the fuck? Like, how deep-rooted is that power dynamic in that religion, and how hard is it to like shed the dogma that you've been dogmatized into? It's dangerous as shit, and it's evil as shit, to me at least, like to teach kids about this shit before they can even like comprehend anything. Like, I'm not gonna put my kids through any religious shit because of that. But anyway, like, I just wanted to basically share this little dream that I had. And I wanted to say, if you ever feel like you have a question, you can always like ask your spirit guides if you're into this kind of thing. If you are a pagan, if you feel connected to nature, just ask your spirit guides, because in my belief systems, it's that everybody has them, and they can help us through dreams and through giving you answers, basically. If you want to take a psychological route, it's basically you asking your subconscious, please reveal something to me. If that's it, if that helps you it go down easier for you, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because I haven't had anything paranormal happen to me a lot lately. There was one incident which I'm gonna film about. But anyway, I wanted to share this one because I felt like it was a very big dream. So yeah, see you bitchlings in my next video. Bye!